This video, I already know it's going to be crazy. If y'all can, please hit the like button when y'all come in. Also, this video is going to be shared. Bishop Marvin Winans. All right, if y'all know he had that incident, we're going to call just an incident situation where this guy literally told a woman to give more money right on camera like it was no problem. All right, and this kept it moving. I made a video about that. Check on my page if you ever seen that video. Well, now here it is. This is Detroit news. All right, his church is in Detroit. I guess he's contacted them. I'm sure he has. He said, look, can y'all do a video on me? Check this out.
But first, we need to clear up a major misunderstanding that's gone viral on social media.
On Sunday, Pastor Marvin Winans hosted a day of giving. Members of Perfecting Church were asked to donate $1,000 and raise another $1,000 to help finish the new sanctuary in Detroit and support their community programs. Pastor Winans asked those giving $2,000 or more to come to the front of the church first, with others following, from the largest donors to those donating as little as $1.62. But one member, Roberta McCoy, went viral after someone posted video of her coming to the front with less than $2,000, claiming she was rebuked by Pastor Winans. I spoke exclusively.
Let's stop this for a quick moment. Claiming she was rebuked. We saw the video. What do you mean claiming she was rebuked? You know what I mean? I'm sure, I wouldn't be surprised if Marvin Winans, actually, I believe it, actually, all jokes. I actually believe that he actually said, look, I want y'all to say these words, okay? I want y'all, maybe he paid them. I don't know how he did it. Okay, but I'm sure that he said, I want y'all to say these words. All right, say claiming she was rebuked. Okay, Chance, that's worded like that.
With both Pastor Winans and Roberta McCoy, who says she's been attacked online since that video began spreading. You're the woman in that viral video.
Right.
He did not rebuke you.
He absolutely did not rebuke me. Now, there's a difference. There was a correction, because let me clearly state that Pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments. And we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it, and I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was.
Roberta told me.
It sounds so innocent, doesn't it? Basically, what they're saying is, look, he had a $2,000 line, maybe a $1,000 line, whatever case it be, okay? And the woman simply was in the wrong line. The issue is the way he was speaking to her. That's the problem. Also, the issue, in my opinion, and I believe God's opinion also, which is the only opinion that matters, is the fact that he had those lines in the first place. Because that's in my last video, which you should check out if you haven't seen it, scroll down on my page on YouTube, is that if you have faith in God, you would need to do that. You don't see anywhere in the Bible God saying make different lines for money for people to give. That's not something that's in the Word of God ever in the Bible. But people attack the church because they see this mess like this in churches, and that's not something that God ever said to do. If you have faith in God, you need to do this. The Bible says, and someone in my last video put it in the comments, they wrote the book of Acts. So the book of Acts shows how at that time when the church first started, they had health care to people. They had, people were giving. They had everything they needed in-house. Okay? They didn't do these type of these ridiculous scammy tactics that this man, his church has done. He's not the first person to do this. A lot of churches do this type of stuff. Too many, I should say. Okay, I've been in churches like this before. Thank God I didn't stay there. I knew that what they were doing was a bunch of baloney and mess. But he's sitting there like, look, at the end of the day, she just got in the wrong line. Somebody may come in and say, oh, what's the problem? She got in the wrong line. It's the way that he was speaking to her, number one. Okay, he knows that she's on camera. All right, the Bible says that when a woman was given in the temple and Jesus, his disciples were there, they saw that all she could give was something less than a penny. And Jesus said that she gave more than everyone else. Now, mind you, Jesus being God himself, okay, in human form, looking at her when she's giving to the temple, she's actually giving to him. So it's letting us see there in that story in the Bible, the opinion of God, what people give. Here she gets the least. Did Jesus say, well, that's not enough, baby? No. So when this woman, so Marvin Winans was supposed to be a bishop, saw this woman give over $1,000. That's on top of her 10% tithe and then an offering. She's also giving something for your church. Okay, she's giving you $1,200. It's not $2,000. And he got incensed and said, "Well, this is supposed to be a $2,000 line. You're only giving $1,200." She said, "Oh well, I'm gonna work to get the rest of it." Okay. He had no problem being mad about that on camera. Now, like the woman said, "Oh, it was." Let's go back. She said, "Oh, it's correction. It's correction."
there's a difference. There was a correction because let me clearly state that Pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into.
Okay. So you went in the wrong one. Is that what happened? She doesn't even elaborate really on that. But it's like she's saying, well, look, my master told me, okay, don't get in this line. And I did it. The problem is not that people are saying, people understand, number one, how stuff was organized in the first place. People, especially people that go to church that have seen stuff before at certain fake churches, okay? Because real churches don't do this type of stuff. We've seen stuff before. We understand all of it. The problem is that the fact that that exists is the problem. The fact that he was able to say it to her and he had no problem saying it to her like that is the problem, okay? And woman is not his daughter. The people will say, oh, it's my daughter. That's not his actual daughter. And even if it was his actual daughter, that's not how you treat your actual family anyway. All right? I mean, it's just insane. And here it is, like with a cult, as a cult leader, she's coming on to defend this man. Okay? I'm sure he called us and said, listen, can you come on the news with us? We want to clear these things up because it's hurting the church. And she said, absolutely, I'll do that. Did he come on this video? Do you see him here apologize and saying, you know, if I've spoken to her in any kind of way that's disrespectful, I wanted to apologize? No, not at all.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments. And
that's a lie. See how he says here, he says, we didn't want them standing like that. Basically saying we made these giving lines, okay? Basically, that's what it is, where they do about money. And the reason why we made it was because we didn't want people standing. We want people. That's a bold-faced lie. They do that because they want people to give certain amount of money and they want to put pressure on you. Listen to this lie again.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments.
See how he worded that? He's acting like first he says, look, it was a day of, everyone was giving, and people look at it like, really, everyone just wanted to give, and that's how now he said, oh, it was our day of gifts, and then he clears that up. I was calling people in a certain way, and I know with the old mothers, the church mothers, I don't want them to be standing up. So that's why we did this. People know good and well that's a lie. That's not why it was like that. It's an organized way that you guys use like a fear tactic essentially to tell people in a pressure tactic to create money lines in churches, something that God has never said to do. All right, in the Bible or at any time to make money lines, okay, to pressure people to give. And with people giving those lines to put pressure on the people that don't give or that can't afford to get in that line to do that, to get money they don't even have. That's the real reason for that. Okay, not because you don't want old church mothers to be standing up and hurting their feet. That's a bold-faced lie, and he knows that.
And we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it, and I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was.
That's why I say, well, at the end of the day, it's his church. He can make money lines if he wants, okay? But it's the way. I'm going to go back to the video. I didn't plan on doing this. I'm going back to the video. Let's look at how he's actually talking to her. Now, watch how this woman actually is telling her name, okay, before she gives, so that everyone can see this. And he knows that she's on camera. I'm saying, so I want you guys to see how much he really cares for her, okay? Let's go.
Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church, of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Now, you see how he says, that ain't what I asked you to do, okay? He didn't seem like he felt for her. He wasn't happy to say, wow, thank you for giving over $1,000, okay? Now, I believe this is for a new building that they're trying to build, all right? I'm going to pull up another video, and then we're going to be out of here, where there's a station that's talking about that, a YouTube channel, that's talking about that, all right? But you see, his response is, I didn't tell you to do that. And then she walks away. How would you feel if you gave somebody over $1,000? And you got in the wrong line? He doesn't know. Maybe this woman, couldn't hear what he said. Maybe she had a mental thing. Who knows? Okay. But you're going to look at her like you know her. Okay. And look at her and say, look, anything could be going on. Like I said, she couldn't, maybe he did know her, but she didn't hear what he said. All right. And you're going to on camera saying what I asked you to do. knowing good and well that that this is being recorded, knowing good and well that it's making her look bad. All right. And people say, oh, well, he corrected me. Like a father would correct it. It's the difference between you being in a house with your children and correcting them and being in front of all these people in the church. It's a world of a difference. And that's the problem, that they try to make it sound, oh, it's the same. It's not the same. Okay, it's not at all the same. Let's look at this in one more time.
1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm going to work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
How about, okay, well, thank you, sister. When she said, I'm working on the other 800, I would have said, thank you. Thank you for giving something. Okay, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I want to pray for you right now, okay? Because if you don't have it, I want to pray for you. Okay, how about that? But he didn't say that, did he? No. Okay. Now, check this video out. As you can see here, it says, Bishop Marvin Winans apologizes after a viral church moment. Okay, this video, that's what's in the title. It says he apologizes after a viral church moment. But as we scroll through here, we're not going to see him apologize at all. Okay, watch this. I may just scroll through it. Let's see here. Okay. Now, this is supposed to be like a Christian outlet. Okay, that's why it's called Joy 105, believers who boldly stand for Christ. Okay, so as we scroll through here, we can see the original video. Okay, we see her. This is the video which I just played y'all, the news video. All right, now where do you see him apologizing? Okay, let's look at, you may say, well, what about this part right here? I'm actually show you guys this right here. Okay, this part in another video. They're showing the building. All right, is he apologizing? No, he's talking about the building. All right, he's talking about the building here. All right, now stop this. Now this is that video that other channel just showed where they were saying he was apologizing. But how is he apologizing? Watch this.
Construction is finally resuming on the new Perfecting Church right on Woodward and 7 Mile. Well, tonight, Pastor Winans also gave me an update on that project, nearly 20 years in the making. Over the past 8 months, teams of construction workers from Tools Contracting Group have been busy, both inside and outside this massive 168,000 square foot structure that will be the home of the new Perfecting Church, transforming what had long been seen as a stalled project.
We are working feverishly so that we will have our opening in 2026. And with all of the things that people don't know fall in the line, from tariffs to the interest rates, all of that can determine how fast or how slow things go.
One of the partners at Tools Contracting told us.
Okay, so how is he apologizing to that woman? Okay, this is the video was in another video. Okay, how is he apologizing? Of course, this is again Detroit news. Okay, so I'm sure that he's contacted the news and said, "Hey, y'all, can I get on?" All right.
The land surrounding the church has been graded. Tree removal is complete, and new curbs, sidewalks, and parking lots are taking shape with space for 705 cars. So I understand you've had contractors in here for about 8 months now, busy working.
We've been working. This is 2025.
Let's slide ahead here.
This statement we received from Corporation Counsel for the City of Detroit, Conrad Mallett. It reads in part, once and for all, the court and the people of the City of Detroit will know if their patience will be rewarded. Current talks
I'm talking about the woman, but let me scroll back a little bit. What is this picture right here? What is this statue? I want to see what this statue is.
New site work permits, and both sides now agree progress is undeniable. Here's the statement.
Okay, this is a building. It's not a Christian building. I don't think so. But there was something from Corinthians behind it, but I don't know where this is. Let's continue.
We received from Corporation. That's almost 20 years. Do any neighbors say anything?
I understand their impatience. And I often tell them, just give me some more money and we'll get it done faster. But it's going to be a blessing for the whole city. And the
president tell Marvin Winans that he had some white coming out of his mouth on his left side. You see a little thing on his. You can see right there. I mean, hit play if you can see what I'm talking about.
Suburbs, and we have great plans. Tell them, just give me some more money and we'll get it done faster. But
that does not sound good. They say, I just tell him, hey, give me more money. That doesn't sound good. And the fact that he doesn't know that's even more trouble, as people will say. It's more concern, I should say, that he doesn't even know that saying that on TV doesn't look good. Okay, and I say it because as a preacher, I'm a preacher myself, and I've been preaching for many years. Okay, I can tell you right now that for you to not understand, not have your hand on the pulse of society, and not understand where they are, but you want to be a preacher, that's a serious problem. Because you're supposed to know about the condition of the people that you are speaking to, and about where the mind is also as it pertains to the world, the people that don't know the Lord, okay, and all of that. So for him not to know that doesn't sound right. All right. Number one, he shouldn't be saying in the first place. He shouldn't be saying, if you have a problem, send me more money. He shouldn't be saying that at all. Okay. But even if he said that, the fact that you can open up your mouth and say that on the news and I know that doesn't sound good is astonishing.
It's going to be a blessing for the whole city and the suburbs. And we have great plans for this building as a community church.
Crews are working daily from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. with completion expected by June of 2026 at a projected cost of $23 million.
That's a lot of money. That is a lot of, let me pull this back here, my phone, y'all. That is a lot of money, 23 million. Now, of course, churches, they cost money, buildings cost money. I'm just saying, but it is a lot of money. All right, but let's continue.
The plans that you showed me before, the beautiful.
But I'll say is we can see why he maybe that's why he was mad at that woman, because he won all that money, okay, and he's raising different people like that. And I just think it's astonishing. If you want to have a church that costs $100 million, you can do that. But my thing is, when you're getting these millions of dollars, okay, you say, well, you may say, well, look, that's a lot of people we want to help. We want to have a big building. All right, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, okay, but the money that you need to build that stuff, it should not just come from people that are working class and are poor, especially in an economy like this. Okay, you need to be doing something else. All right, I'm a preacher myself. I have my own company. I have different businesses that I have to bring money and bring income in. Okay, I know preachers in this city of Philadelphia right here. Some of them are bus trainers and all kinds of stuff. All right. Many times when I go out and preach on the streets, there's a guy who I see who works for the bus line here in Philadelphia. It's called SEPTA here in Philadelphia. And this guy, every time I go out, he always just support him. And he's a minister himself and a leader of worship himself. But he's out there helping people get on the buses. That's his job. And he's about to retire soon. Okay, I think he's about to retire like this week. All right, just on the other day. And he was like, I'm about to retire. And I'm like, praise God, now he can go back to this doing full-time ministry. Okay. But the guy was working a regular job for years and years and years, standing outside, helping people get on the bus. Okay, that was his job for the company. All right. But these so-called bigwigs, they don't want to work. They can't do it any other kind of job. I'm not saying you have to work for a company. Maybe do something, have something else. There's a guy, for example, that was here in Philadelphia. I'm not going to name the guy's name, but this guy was criticizing people, and even the guy was right. He said, "Look," he said, "Why don't you guys do your own thing?" The guy himself has a real estate company. Okay, this 1% preacher. He said, "I got a real estate company. I got money of my own coming in. I don't need to extrapolate money from these poor folks just to make a building. I have my own ways." Okay. Remember, the church is supposed to be there to serve y'all. So if you're there to serve, why is it that it seems like in these cases, when you want a big building, the people that are coming are there to serve the leadership? You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense.
Plans. Have those plans changed?
Some of those have changed as it relates to whether it's a Chevrolet or a Cadillac.
You scaled back a little bit?
We've scaled back just a little. But we are holding true to what you saw because we wanted to have that wow factor.
And
the wow factor is God. That's the last thing I heard. The wow factor is God. Okay? The wow factor is supposed to always be God. I want to thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, Brother Wilson. Make sure to hit the like button. Share this video if you can. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Subscribe if you like the content. Also, I'm probably going to make another channel. Okay? Bro, I got another channel actually made, but I haven't put nothing on it yet. Okay? I'm going to separate the type of things I put on my channels. I'm probably going to have 3 of them, okay? 3 different channels, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, God bless you. Peace.